Hi guys, it's Ginger again. I'm trying this with my ring light again. I'm being blinded, but hopefully you can see me well. And you see I have my New Year's headband on. Woohoo! We are going to be doing my favorite movies action edition, which I think is really good for New Year's Eve, which is coming up. This is going to be posted on Monday, so New Year's Eve will be tomorrow when this is posted. So let's get started. And what I was going to do was I was going to sort of do action and thriller all in one, but I decided to do action separate from thriller. Otherwise it would be an extra long video, and ain't nobody got time for that. So first is Die Hard, the original Die Hard. I found this. I think they were selling this on Amazon for like $5. Plus, I'm an Amazon Prime member, so they gave me a digital download of it too. So I can watch it through Amazon Prime on my Xbox if I want to. Oh, and I got my hair cut today, which is Saturday, even though this is going to be posted on Monday. So it's a little bit shorter because I hadn't had it cut in at least 6 months, probably more. So it was looking really ratty on the ends, so I had her take 2 inches off of it and then do the side sweeping. Okay, anyway. So, Die Hard. If you don't already know, I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, come on, man. Bruce Willis plays John McClane, who is a police officer, and he goes to attend his wife's, sort of a strange wife's, Christmas office party, only to find that it ends up being hijacked by terrorists wanting to get money out of a safe. So, he ends up kicking ass and taking names, like Bruce Willis does in a lot of his movies. And this came out in '88, so I think this was one of the first movies that he did. Because he was still, I believe he was still on Moonlighting when he did this movie. Next is Henry V. This is so good. Basically, it's an adaptation of Shakespeare's Henry V. He was nominated for Best Director and Best Actor, and it won the Academy Award for Best Costume Design. And Kenneth Branagh, I'm probably saying his name wrong, plays Henry V, the King of England, and who was really young when he became king. And it's about, after being insulted by somebody associated with the French throne, he decides he's going to claim his heir to the French throne. So this is that battle. It's really, really good. It's got Emma Thompson in it, Judi Dench, Christian Bale. It's really good. You can see how long I've had it. It's on VHS. Next is a adventure, well, a action comedy, and this is Jewel of the Nile. The Jewel of the Nile. I also like Romancing the Stone, which is another one that has these same characters in it. But this has Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito. You know, they're a bunch of hijinks, and they're running around trying to find this jewel and all that kind of fun stuff. So this is really funny. It's got lots of action. Here's another one that's a pretty serious one. This is Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda. I like this one a lot too. This has Bridget Fonda It also has Gabriel Byrne, Harvey Keitel, Dermot Mulroney, Anne Bancroft. And it's about this girl who was a drug addict and a thief who ends up being recruited, kind of unwillingly recruited, by the secret agency to become a trained assassin. So, it's really good. Next is The Replacement Killers with Chow Yun-fat and Mira Sorvino. Really action-packed. I like a shoot 'em up. Pretty good. That's a really good movie. Next is Top Gun with Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, Anthony Edwards, Val Kilmer, all kinds of good stuff in it. I had the need for speed. You know, that famous stuff. This is kind of the big action movie from, this was 1986, that made Tom Cruise a household name. Made him a heartthrob. So check that one out. Next is Double Jeopardy with Tommy Lee Jones and Ashley Judd. Ooh, this is so good. I love it when a woman is kicking ass in a movie. This is about a woman whose husband fakes his own death, sets her up to take the fall for his murder, and he ends up taking their son and going on with his life, living under a secret identity. Well, she ends up finding out that he's still alive and has their son. And so she works to find a way to get out of jail, hunt him down, and basically kill him, because she's already been convicted of his murder once. So you can't be convicted twice for the murder of a man who's already dead. So it's really good. And basically Tommy Lee Jones he's her parole officer, I think, in this, and he's trying to find what's going on. It's really good. And then next is love it, Star Wars. And when I see, I'm old, you know, I'm 40, so the first 3 Star Wars movies came out when I was a little kid. And so when somebody says Star Wars, that's what I think of, is the ones that came out in the late 70s and early 80s. Because those are the ones that I remember, and I'm old and set in my ways. Anyway, so this is, the ones that I have are Episode 4, which is The New Hope, which was the first one that came out in 1977, I do believe. Let's see. Yeah, 1977. It has Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford. Why can't I think of his name? Harrison Ford. And I mean, it's so good. And this particular CD or DVD set that I have has the original theatrical version and the remastered one. And I don't care for the remastered ones because they added deleted scenes, and that's always disorienting and confusing for me when they add deleted scenes, because I'm like, what? Huh? And people have done that with several movies, and it irritates me. I love Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and there is a version that they play on TV all the time that has some major scenes cut out of it and then scenes added to it. That's why I bought these, because this does contain the original theatrical release, which is the one that I remember from when I was a kid. Because I even remember they would play this for us in elementary school, like those couple of days before we would be released for the 2-week-long or week-long, week and a half long Christmas holiday. And you know, they didn't really want to give us any work because we weren't going to be able to concentrate anyway, so they would play Star Wars for us. So this is episode 4, the first one that came out in 1977, called New Hope. And then the next one is Star Wars episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. And this one came out in 1980. And this one has all the people that I mentioned before, but this also has Billy D. Williams in it as well. Billy D. Williams. And then the last Star Wars is episode 6, Return of the Jedi, where we meet Jabba the Hutt and all kinds of other interesting characters. And this has all of the same actors in it as before. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams, all that kind of fun stuff. And a couple of years ago, I got to, see the guy sort of speak. He's kind of shy, but the guy who was in the Wookiee suit, who played Chewbacca, he's really, really tall man. Okay, so there's that. Next is, oh, and I do like both these movies. I like to sometimes buy those DVDs that'll have more than one movie with a particular actor in it. I think it's a good way to kill multiple birds with one stone. So this one is, I like Jet Li, even though I said before I'm not a big fan of martial arts, karate type movies, but I do like Jet Li. And here are the two that I have. Is Romeo Must Die with Jet Li and Aaliyah, and then Cradle to the Grave with Jet Li and DMX. I like both of these movies. Oh, I forgot to say, Return of the Jedi came out, I think, 83. Yeah, 1983. Okay, and these came out in 2000. Romeo Must Die, and Cradle to the Grave came out in 2003. So I like both these movies. Very action-packed. And then the next one is, this could kind of fall under suspense. It could kind of fall under action, but I put it under action because, you know, there's stuff gets blown up, people get blown up, you know, there's gunfire. That's sort of what I consider action. Anyway, it is Proof of Life with Meg Ryan, Russell Crowe. I like this movie a lot. Basically, it's about Meg Ryan. Her husband is kidnapped. He works for an oil company. He works for an oil company, and a guerrilla group in Latin America kidnaps him off of just a road in front of a bunch of people and hold him for ransom. They're basically wanting ransom because they know that he works for a major oil company. And Russell Crowe is the guy who comes in and tries to find her husband. It's so good. And who else is it? Plays her husband? David Morris plays her husband, and he's so good in this movie too. I really, really like this movie. It's like, which Taylor Hackford directed this movie. It's so good. It's thrilling. It's got some romantic stuff in it. It's got lots of action. You know, you just feel for this lady who's just trying to find her husband, and it seems like nobody wants to help her. So, is Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Connelly, and Jamon Hustu? I know I'm not spelling his name right. 5 Academy Award nominations, including Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. This is such a good movie. And Leonardo DiCaprio is not someone that, because his name is above the title, is the reason that I'm going to go. It's not necessarily, but he's in a lot of really good movies, and this is such a good movie. Basically, Leonardo DiCaprio is a mercenary turned smuggler, and they're in Sierra Leone in 1999, and he's trying to find these diamonds. Well, he ends up coming across this man whose son was kidnapped, and he's desperately afraid that he's being sort of indoctrinated into and this was truly things that happened, being indoctrinated into guerrilla forces of children that were being brainwashed and desensitized and going out and killing people. These young children were going around killing people. And so they end up, and it's got Jennifer Connelly in it, and she plays a reporter. So it's really good. Really action-packed and heart-wrenching. Love it. The next one is The Kingdom. This is a really, really good movie. If you liked Jennifer Garner in Alias and stuff like that, she's good like that in this movie too. It's got Jamie Foxx and Chris Cooper and Jennifer Garner, and it's got Jason Bateman in it. And there is one scene that you've probably seen that has Jennifer Garner in it, and she freaking kicks some ass in one of these scenes. Anyway, they're an elite group of agents who are sent to Saudi Arabia after there's a mass murder. It's really, really good movie, action-packed. Next is, I really, really liked this movie. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but it turned out to be a really good movie, and some of these I haven't even opened yet, but I've seen them, on, Netflix and things like that. Is Red, with Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, John Malkovich, and Helen Mirren. This is such a good movie. I haven't seen the second one, but this is such a good movie. It's funny, it's got action, and that's some of my favorite movies. They all play former Black Ops agents, and some of the people they used to work with start getting knocked off. Well, they know that they're up next, so they're trying to figure out who's killing all the former Black Ops agents. So this is really good. Like I said, it's action-packed, it's funny, and what's her name? Her name is Mary Louise Parker is in it too, and she's hilarious. She kind of just accidentally ends up getting mixed up in all this stuff. It's really funny. And then last, but certainly not least, I love this movie. Every time it comes on TV, I can watch it. It's one of those movies that is so good. It's got lots of memorable scenes, lots of memorable lines. It's a very quotable movie, and that is Tombstone. And it's got Kurt Russell and Sam Elliott and Val Kilmer and Bill Paxton. It's so good. It even has Billy Bob Thornton. You won't recognize him because he's Chunky Monkey in this one. But, and it's got Dana Delaney and Michael Biehn. Oh, Michael Biehn is so good in this movie. Oh, ooh, I gotta go. I met Michael Biehn a couple of years ago at Comic Palooza, which is kind of like a Comic-Con that they have here in Houston. And the picture that he signed was him as his character in Tombstone. He's so good in this movie. So it's Michael Biehn. Charlton Heston is in it. And who is it who narrates? I can't think of a name. Dag nabbit. Charlton Heston. Oh, it's got Powers Booth. Think of it. Oh, I can't think of who it is who narrates. Anyway, it's an old star, an old Hollywood star that narrates it. Oh God, and it's not on the back here, and I can't remember who it is. I'm gonna kick myself. It's gonna bug me. It's so good. It's about Wyatt Earp and his brothers and them going to Tombstone, and it's about the shootout at the OK Corral. It's such a good movie. It's almost, and see, I'm not a huge fan of Westerns either, but I love this movie. It's action-packed. It's almost the perfect movie. Like, if Tom Selleck was in this movie too, it would be like the perfect Western. I swear to God. And see, this is one of my mother's favorite movies too, and she loves Sam Elliott and all these guys, and I'm like, if it's the only thing that's missing is Tom Selleck, it'd be the perfect movie. We'd have a full set of mustaches, toting guns, gun-toting mustaches, all in one movie. Anyway, it's such a good movie. You need to check it out. Lots of memorable scenes. Very quotable movie. I can't tell you how many times, you know, we look at each other and go, I'm your Huckleberry. I'm your Huckleberry. You know, so good. So that's all the movies, action movies, and I figured this would be, here you go, here's some. Dun-dun-dun. Action movies. Action movies. Action movies. Anyway, I've got all these all over the place. So I figured that this would be a good one to do the day before New Year's Eve. As action movies are a good way to sort of keep yourself up, watch an action movie marathon with all your friends and family while you're waiting for the ball to drop and the clock to strike midnight for the new year. So these are just some suggestions. Let me know below if there are any other action movies that are your favorite or that you'll be watching this New Year's Eve, or what sort of things you'll be watching this New Year's Eve, because I know not everybody could possibly be watching all that other stuff that's on TV that I don't really find that entertaining. But, so I hope that everyone has a safe and happy New Year. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I hope everybody has a safe and happy New Year. And don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Comment below with whatever type of action movies you're going to be watching. Don't forget to check out my blog, which I'll list it right here. It's www.gingersjolander.com, which is GINGERSJOLANDER. It's a Swedish last name, I know. It's about a foot long. And check out my blog. And I guess I'll see you in the next video, which the next favorite movie video will be thrillers. So I will see you in the next video. Let's get the wiggle, get the head wiggling, get the things wiggling. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. That is everything, I do believe. Let me look through my other stack and make sure. No, that's a thriller. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, this is an action movie. This is an action movie. Look at this, I got them all mixed up. Ah! That's a thriller. That's a thriller. That's a thriller. Okay. Got a couple of more here. That's not everything. Hold your horses. Alright, the next one is, and also, there's one scene where Val Kilmer is talking about somebody that he shoots, and he's like, the strain is more than he could bear. That's like my favorite. That's my favorite. Anyway.